everybody.
Hey.
Time for Let's Talk again. As you see, me and Nate have our movie t-shirts on. I got Batman, and you got Star Wars.
I don't remember them being on a roller coaster in any of the movies, so...
I don't either.
I don't know, but...
Apparently they might have been. But anyways, it's our special, once a year, top 10 anticipated movies of the year by IMDb. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've gone through this list. I think you've seen it.
I have, yes.
And I can guarantee at least 2 of these movies I'm not even closely anticipating, nor do I care about. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this list. We're going to talk about our anticipation for it, what we think, what we're hoping for it, and then we will discuss some that were not on the list that we each are really excited about that just didn't make it on their list for whatever reason. So we're going to start with their number 10, which is Doctor Strange. After his brilliant but arrogant and conceited surgeon gets a new lease on life when a sorcerer takes him under his wing and trains him to defeat the world against evil. This is another Marvel movie. We've loved the Marvel movies so far.
Yes, we have. Marvel's been doing a pretty good job.
I remember 3 years ago, Guardians came out. I said, I know nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy. You said...
I knew nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy either, so I figured, these are pretty unknown to comic book people that always read all the comics and everything. I think they were super excited. Me and Scott, we didn't know a whole lot, so I figured it's either going to really tank or it's going to be really awesome.
Turned out to be really awesome.
Yeah,
it is probably the movie I've watched the most of any movie. Because it's been on TV. Well, we get Stars on our cable, so they've been showing it, and okay, well, we're not going to get into what I think about cable or TV right now. But Doctor Strange, am I excited for it? I am a little bit excited. I don't know really much about Doctor Strange, but Marvel does such a good job, I'm sure I'm going to like it. I haven't seen Ant-Man yet, but I've heard really good things. We're going to have to watch that soon. We've got it on Blu-ray. Okay, any other thoughts on Doctor Strange?
No, I think it's worth a try. Definitely.
I'm going to guarantee, and I haven't discussed this movie with you yet, but you are about as excited about this movie as I am. Their number 9 movie, and by saying you're as excited as I am, I mean not at all.
So pretty sarcastic.
Yeah, being sarcastic. Barbershop: The Next Cut. I've not watched any of these. Barbershop.
I've seen the first one, and they're funny, they're all right, but a lot of times, my kind of rule of thumb right now with going to movies is I'll go to a movie, first of all, if it's got huge action stuff, like something that's just awesome on the big screen.
Right.
If it's a comedy or something, if it's something I've really been looking forward to, then I may go to the theater, but usually I'll wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or DVD or digital or TV.
Yeah, I'm not a big comedy fan at the movies. Now, here's the thing. Where me and Nate live, we live very close to a drive-in, so we end up seeing a lot of movies we would normally never go see, but this is not going to be one of them. So, okay, now I know you're excited about this one. X-Men Apocalypse. Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, the first 3 X-Men, throw them out the window. Because when they came out with the new X-Men, which you haven't seen yet.
I still have not seen. I need to see that.
You need to watch this before you watch that. But the last 2 X-Men movies have been really good. They've done a great job of reshaping the franchise. The 3rd movie tanked, in my opinion. But the last 2 have revived it. They've been great. They've been fun to watch. They've caught my interest again. And I'm really, really excited about this movie coming out. And we will definitely do an after we've watched this movie. Me and Nate will get back on here and we'll tell you what we think about it.
Definitely.
It'll just be a special. It won't be a Let's Talk or anything. It'll just be just like we did with Star Wars. We had a lot of fun with that. So we're really excited about that. Next one, I didn't even know it was coming out until about a week or 2 ago when I saw the preview. Or did I see? Well, no, it was Star Wars. I saw the preview and some people, this is a very controversial series of movies going on, and it depends on which side of the fence you're on. And we're talking about the Star Trek movies. Star Trek Beyond comes out as well. And this is what intrigues me. I've enjoyed the series, but I was never a die-hard Trekkie. I enjoyed the movies before this with William Shatner, and I've enjoyed these. And I feel like the second movie took a lot of heat that it didn't deserve, because if you watch the original Wrath of Khan and then you watch this one, I take that back. This one should take a lot of heat because they should have learned from the original the mistakes that they made.
Well,
but
yeah.
I really have kind of enjoyed these movies, and I know that some of my friends out there right now are saying, you don't know Star Trek, and that's okay. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, what I got from the preview, which previews can be very deceiving. A lot of times, especially with comedies, you know, they'll show all the funniest parts, and you go see the movie because you're like, this is hilarious, and you see those same funny parts, and the rest of it's just like, okay, that was a waste of my time.
You know what I've read is that the preview on this really isn't what the movie is about at all. That
they don't show the Enterprise, the Starship Enterprise at all, which in Star Trek movies, the starship itself is
a character.
It's a character, yeah.
But what I understand is the movie's going to be a lot more deep and not as much action as what they're showing in the previews. Next movie, The Jungle Book. Are you at all excited about this?
I don't know. Like, I never really watched the cartoon much growing up myself, so I don't know. I think it might be pretty cool as far as all the special effects and everything.
Here's kind of my thought on it.
Okay.
Interject. You remember, we've watched 2 movies now that have had previews to The Jungle Book. And every time I watch it, I see that huge snake at the end, which is completely CGI, and I have flashbacks to this movie that I watched called Anaconda. You remember that?
Very similar.
And that snake is massive, and it's coming down, and it's, you know, Scarlett Johansson is the voice of the snake, I think.
Yeah, it's something like that, yeah.
And I just think cheesy, bad CGI. I am so tired of movie theaters, not movie, but movie production companies trying to do CGI poorly.
Yeah.
Very poor. And that's what, one of the things we liked about Star Trek is it was very much not CGI.
Mm-hmm. They did a lot of practical effects going back to...
And the thing that we hated the most about the Hobbit series was the fact that they were all CGI. I mean, they literally did a CGI character in there that they didn't even need to do. In the last movie. You've seen the... Yeah. So, obviously, Gandalf and Jabri were very upset about this, and they're now going to tell us everything they think about it. Okay, thanks for telling us, pups.
Thank you.
Quiet. Alright, here's one that I didn't even know they were making, which I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Independence Day Resurgence.
I've seen the previews, and I've always been a fan of the original movie. I just saw it had good action, and it had a lot of funny stuff. It had, I mean, that was back when Will Smith was a huge bankable star. I mean, they just had everything from the president's motivational speech in it and all that stuff. I saw this sequel, and I'm still excited, but I don't know if I'm as excited.
I was a little saddened when I saw the previews.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like they just kind of took the same script and rewrote it a little bit. And
yeah, like how the preview, it basically is saying that,
Will Smith died, I think.
Will Smith is gone, first of all. Which
his character died.
I think they were hoping he would come back in. But then also, they're just saying, okay, we took all these years to prepare using the alien technology. And I forget exactly how it goes, but they said something about, but it's not enough. And it's the same aliens coming back with better technology and better. So it's kind of like, oh, let's just do almost a reboot in a way, just saying, oh.
Yeah, I feel like a reboot might have been even better at this point, because how many people really... Independence Day, I was a freshman in college when that came out. You would have been in high school still, because you're just a couple years younger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's almost 20 years later. I mean, it's almost 5 years later.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
We'll go. But anyways, I think a reboot would have been better than trying to do a sequel. I'm not excited at all. Will I watch it? There's probably a 60% chance it'll be shown at the drive-in, so I'll watch it.
I'll probably.
Because I love going to the drive-in. They've got awesome food. It's just a fun atmosphere. This next one is one that I have mixed emotions on, and I really haven't decided.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one reason I think it's going to be really, really good. And that is for the fact that Maggie, what's her name? It's Maggie, whatever, first name's Maggie, playing Harley Quinn could make this movie really good. And that's Suicide Squad.
Ah. Will Smith is in that, coincidentally.
He is. And, you know,
I don't know.
and he's one of the reasons I'm not excited about it, sadly enough. Because I've watched it and it just doesn't even look like he's into it in the commercials. I don't know anything about Suicide Squad because that came out after I got done reading comic books. So, I was a huge DC fan. Did you read DC comic books when you were...
You know, I didn't really read a lot of comic books, period. Never... Archie and Jughead, hey, that was my kind of comic. Heathcliff, Garfield, Farside, you know.
All right, so I was a big DC fan, but Suicide Squad came afterwards, and I'm pseudo excited. I'm gonna kind of wait and see what all happens, and like there's 75% chance I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But I am kind of excited about it.
I think with that, people are trying to. You'll see a theme in another. I don't know if we're going to talk about another movie coming up, but just kind of like an anti-hero superhero movie, because basically the premise of Suicide Squad is getting the worst of the worst villains or whatever, bringing them together to take care of stuff.
Part of the when you're watching the preview, that seems like the cheesiest part of the whole movie is this woman explaining it, and it seems a little cheesy to me, but. It could be a fun little movie. You've got Jared Leto playing the Joker. The only thing I thought was kind of is instead of making the Joker his own, I mean they're definitely, I know which Joker they're using because they went completely away from the Joker that Heath Ledger played, but he's still trying. I feel like he's trying to be Heath Ledger when he's playing the Joker.
Just being like maniacal or whatever.
With some of the way he does his voice and things, and I think that may have been a mistake. But I still like the fact that they went with the completely insane Joker with the, I mean, all tatted up and rotted out teeth. I mean, that is, you know, it's like Batman. There's several different Batmans. If you know DC, you know what we're talking about. But I'm not really excited about the Joker being in it, but I've always kind of liked Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series because I always thought there's an interesting character, more complex than what most people think, and definitely a little insane. Let's move on to, we're almost to the number one. We're 3 away from the number one. This next one is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And I don't know much about it. It's animated.
I thought it was going to be an actual live action one.
Oh, is it supposed to be live action?
I don't know. Either way, all I know is it's kind of a spin-off. Like it's the first Star Wars spin-off that's not part of episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the upcoming 8 and 9 at least. But it's supposed to be set between the end of episode 3, where, of course, the creation of Darth Vader, and episode 4 with the whole Death Star being built and all that stuff. Okay. And I think it has to do with how
they got this.
Yeah, how they got the plans for the Death Star, things like that.
That's my understanding too. I don't know a lot about it because they really kind of kept a lid on that one. There's not a lot of information that I've read, anyways. I haven't gone out of my way to read about it, but I haven't. In my normal sources, I haven't seen a lot on it.
Yeah, see,
so
I
thought it was animated because I thought it was supposed to be an animated Star Wars, then live action, then animated, then live action is the way I understood it.
I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on that there. But, I mean, I'm excited because I've liked a lot of other Star Wars stuff. I've never really watched, like, the Star Wars Rebels or the Star Wars animated series things
Yeah, I
like
never
that.
have either.
And
I've never.
I do not own the Star Wars Holiday Special or anything like that.
I don't either.
So I'm not a purist. But
I'm not a Star Wars purist. I enjoy the movies. I think we've talked about that before. I've never read the books. We have friends that do, and they're purist and good to them. Okay, the next two movies, the top two anticipated movies that they have. Of course, number two, and this to me is a toss-up. They could both be number one in my book. Captain America: Civil War.
mm-hmm.
First thought on Captain America: Civil War is I feel like they couldn't call it an Avengers movie. I was talking to this with a friend. They couldn't really call it an Avengers because it's not the Avengers as a unit yet. Again, because they've separated in this movie. I don't know that it's necessarily going to be a complete Captain America. I think it is interesting because you're not going to see Captain America necessarily with his normal sidekick.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested to see that. This movie intrigues me. I very much so want to see it. And I have high expectations for it. And I'm really excited about where Marvel's going with this whole series. And you can kind of see everything coming together for Phase 3. And they're bringing in new characters. I think it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be really good. And once again, kind of like the Suicide Squad thing I was talking about, how it's kind of playing superheroes at a different level because they're like the anti-hero, they're the villains and everything. In the Captain America, it seems like they're bringing all these good guys and kind of pitting some of them against one another. Exactly. And that causes, that brings all sorts of conflicts. Because you always think of, superheroes always band together to defeat the evil, whatever. But here it is, they're at each other's throats. And for all sorts of different reasons.
Well, from my understanding, what I've read, and I've talked to the people that understand the comic book side of it, is the Captain America side, which I think even in the comic books is against a bill that's being passed, and Iron Man is very much for it, and they go head to head, and it'll be interesting to see what comes of it, because in the comic books this actually ended up leading to Captain America being shot and killed. I don't think they're going to do that in the movies, and that neither here nor there. That's for the next one. But here it is, IMDb's #1 anticipated movie, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Now, I have come almost full circle on this movie. I originally said, oh, why are they doing Batman vs. Superman? Why are they trying to bring everybody together? The more I read about it, the more I understand. And I've tried not to watch a lot of the trailers because, as we said before, they're very misleading. So, but I'm now fairly excited about it. And I was never upset about Ben Affleck being Batman. I thought it was a wise choice in a lot of different ways. Don't ask my wife what she thinks about that. She is not excited about Ben Affleck taking on the cape and cowl. But I see what they're doing. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a lot different than what we see in the previews. I see what DC's trying to do because we now see that they're going to splinter off into their own individual movies with Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Who cares about Aquaman? It's like the lamest. I don't care about Aquaman.
No, I don't really. I don't know enough about him.
He just swims around and tells the fish what to do.
Cool.
But
he might, if Disney buys DC, maybe he could do like a spin-off with the Finding Nemo characters.
Finding Nemo.
That'll be awesome. Finding Aquaman.
I don't know. But I am excited about this. I'm excited to see how it comes together. They're bringing in Lex Luthor, and I'm a big fan of who's playing Lex Luthor. I've seen him in several other movies, and I think it's going to be a fine job. There's a lot of talk about this. It'll be interesting. It's either going to be a great movie, or it's really going to stink.
Yeah, I know with especially with like the first 3 Spider-Man movies, they really went off the deep end with the 3rd Spider-Man movie with introducing too many people, too many characters, too many villains at once, and I think that led to their downfall, which I think they kind of did with the reboot of the Spider-Man as well, because a lot of people did not like Amazing Spider-Man 2. So this movie, they could, if they bring in too much at once, it could be a disaster.
That's my worry, where Marvel's slowly been doing it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where Guardians, I'm a little worried because the next movie they're bringing in several new characters. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
So there's a couple movies that didn't get mentioned in here that I think you're excited about. I'm on the fence about some, and some I know I'm not going to see because, well, they just out and out. Like Deadpool, which looks like it could be a really fun movie, but unfortunately it's going to be a very raunchy movie at the same time. So Deadpool's out for me. I won't watch it because I do not enjoy movies that have graphic nudity in it, and I don't know who's naked in it. And I definitely don't want to see Ryan Reynolds naked.
Yeah, that's.
So
I will pass on that.
We're going to pass on Deadpool. But you mentioned it already. Finding Dory is coming out, and I don't know what to think about Finding Dora.
Finding Dory, maybe.
Dory,
yeah,
whatever.
Dora's an explorer, and she's totally different. But
well, maybe
Finding Dory, Finding Nemo has always been one of my favorite Disney Pixar movies. So I really hope that this one lives up to the original. It was just fun. It was awesome special effects. You almost hold your breath because you think you're underwater. Especially if it's on Blu-ray and not DVD.
Stop watching the Blu-ray version.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not real excited about it yet. Will I watch it? Most likely I will, because it'll be at the drive-in before another movie I want to see. The movie that I was really surprised wasn't on this list is the 5th installment of The Bourne Identity, and Matt Damon's back. The original director is back. I really liked The Bourne Ultimatum, the third one. I thought was the best. So I'm really looking forward to see what they do with this character, to see where it's going. Because I really feel like the end of Ultimatum was really open-ended in some ways and very closed in another. So I'm interested to see what they do. I'm real excited about it. That comes out in July. We'll probably do another one of these for that and for Batman vs. Superman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think what else was left off there that you're real excited about.
I was trying to think. I'm looking at, and by the way, the IMDb website, Internet Movie Database, for those of you who don't know, it's like just, I love it. Like, I'm really a nerd when it comes to this website. When I go to the movies, I will look it up. I'll look up who played who, and I'll look up the trivia. I'll look up this and that. So I may be a little bit crazy like that. But it's just really cool. It's informational. It's entertainment. The Angry Birds movie? No,
I'm not excited about it.
I like the game.
I feel like what happened with Angry Birds is it was the hottest thing a year ago, 2 years ago. They decided to make a movie. They made it, and by the time it got done and finished and ready to put out, does anybody I haven't even heard anybody playing Angry Birds lately. It's now Candy Crush. So maybe jump the gun on that one.
Yeah. Which, in my defense, I do play Angry Birds every week, but don't hate me. There is a Jack Reacher movie coming up soon.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
I just read about that. It's called Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. It's...
Tom Cruise again?
Yeah, with Tom Cruise again, same
character. That was a really surprise movie that I liked a lot.
It was pretty good. A lot of people are like, he's already Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible. He's already this person, that person. So it was kind of weird to have Jack Reacher, but it was a decent movie, and we'll see.
Let Tom Cruise do what Tom Cruise does best.
Yeah, exactly.
Play an action hero. I love those Mission Impossible movies.
Oh yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't
think there's much more other than that. It seems like a big summer for movies, though. I think every month has something that I'm really excited to see. So, hey, go out. Watch a movie or two. If you have a drive-in in your town that you live in, go. Enjoy it. We enjoy going to ours. It's a little bit of a drive for Nate. Not too far of a drive for us.
Yeah, it's
Nate
really
lives a little further out of town.
Drive-ins are great. Of course, the theater here in Lancaster as well is updated. It's an awesome Cinemark theater, floor to ceiling. And like I said earlier in the webcast here, just going to a movie, when it has cool special effects and everything, I don't know. To me, it's just seeing it on a big screen is amazing. At home, I'll watch movies every now and then, but it's on like a 22-inch HD TV, so it's like, You know, if I sit close enough to the screen, it may feel like I'm in a theater.
Yeah.
But theaters are just
Theaters
the
are completely
experience.
different. I don't care.
The food, the experience, the
Yeah.
stadium seating.
Even if you have like your own theater in your house, like people do, I don't think it's still the same. I mean,
No.
we love going to movies. We love movies. We're careful about the movies we watch.
Yeah.
And they're fun. We like movies. So hey, hope you guys enjoy this. Let us know what movie you're really anticipating. Let us comment below what movie you're really excited about, or maybe you disagree with something we said and you think some movie's going to be great that we're just like, yeah. Let us know. We'll do our best to comment back. You'll see me as always, end of the week rambles, and as always, like what we're doing, like this, hit the subscribe button, share us on the old Facebooker and the Twitter and all of that, and you guys have a good week. Till then, bye.
All right. See ya.